This is a photo of a little boy who is now a teenager getting washed in a bucket. And this is one of the sides of Bali that I love and that most people have never seen. I've been very, very lucky in my travels, both in Bali and India, I think, to see things that other people have never seen. Tell me if I don't look at the screen, because I can never fathom whether I'm looking at the screen or not.
You're doing well.
Oh, okay. I don't even know whether you can see my face, but anyway, there's some more pictures. Perhaps you could show a few more of the Bali pictures. This is Mount Agung, Gunung Agung, and my family in Bali, and it is my family actually. I had a relationship with a Balinese man for 8 years, and they live right under this mountain, which keeps doing crazed things. And they've told me amazing stories about when it first started to re-erupt, that that everyone tried to rush down south and the roads were clogged, like totally clogged. And here's me in Australia trying to say to Ari, my friend, who was trying to get his mother to leave, and she wouldn't leave without her pig. And I was saying, for heaven's sake, take the pig to my land, because I had a little block of land there at one stage. Take the pig to the land. The pig will be very happy on my land. No, she wouldn't take the pig. So she stayed with her pig, and so Ari stayed with her. This is going to be a mosaic of a talk, and you'll have to tell me when my time is up. Oh, these are my lungs. This is my lung. These are my lungs. They actually still have one little something that insists on staying there and is doing nothing. It likes my lung. I've had cancer 3 times. The first time was when I was quite young, cancer of the cervix, which has had sadly a lot of repercussions, because I've got lymphedema, and I got which was because it had spread to my lymph system. So all my lymph nodes were removed. And then suddenly, years later, I got lung cancer. I've never smoked. So I said to them, well, it was found by accident. And I said, well, they said, well, we'll do some CT scans and we'll do these other scans and then we'll decide what to do with you. And I said, well, I'm going to India. So I did, actually. And the thing that happened to me in India, one of the things that happened to me was that I didn't worry. I've realized for many years now that worrying doesn't help. And I think that we've all been trained that we're supposed to worry. You know, that it's very important that we worry, and if we don't worry, there's something wrong with us. And it's actually not true. Worrying doesn't help anything at all. And I had a lovely time in India and realized that I wasn't worrying in the slightest. And then I came back and they took the first lump out, and then I got lung cancer again. And at this stage, I was actually not caring for a dear friend who was dying, but I was probably one of his dearest friends. And so I said to him, this sounds, it's not meant to be frivolous. I said, Bernie, he was in a hospice, and I said, look, I've just got another lump in my lung and I'll be back in a few days, which I was actually. And anyway, that's enough about my health at the moment, but you can ask me about my health. But the main thing is worrying does not help anybody. It just doesn't. And here's my house. This is me and Gertrude. My house is beautiful. I love my house. I've collected some wonderful things over the years. Now, this is the Bali that I know and love. This is a friend of mine went to visit this place, and I said, you know, go there. My family's here. And she came back and said, Lel, it's a slum. And I thought, I suppose it is actually, but I'd never thought of it as a slum because it was where I had felt so loved. It was where everybody, if I walked around there, everybody would say, come and have coffee, come and have bananas with us. My mother, the mother of my partner, would spoke no English and spoke no Indonesian. She spoke Balinese. And she would say, I don't know what she was saying actually. She was probably saying, this woman just doesn't understand what I'm saying. I don't know what language she speaks. And she also can't go to the toilet properly because I never did learn how to not use toilet paper. And I still don't know, it's a mystery to me. But these are, this is what it was like, you know, like this behind was a room. It was a house with 5 people who lived there, and there was a cluster of these houses and they shared one toilet. So there'd be, I don't know, 25, 30 people sharing one toilet, one bathroom. Here's all the shoes. And these are the beautiful, amazing ceremonies. The only thing is now that although the ceremonies are amazing and it's such a strong belief in Hinduism, what I find intervenes are the priests. And I think why at this time now, Galungan is coming up and they will all have to save up to buy offerings. And yes, they can take them away, but they buy things that they would never buy normally. And I think they're starving. And so I try to help. We have great discussions about what I can send and what they can buy. I feel a bit, is I'm not quite here. I suppose you can do some more barley ones if there are any, Gertrude. This, oh, I can't hear you.
The last one.
Sorry? Are those all the barleys? Oh, okay. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, so there's the other barley. I love the other barley too, where I do painting courses and I stay in beautiful hotels. And what does this say? This says, oh, now we're on to India. Oh dear. This is, yeah, this is India. This is the richness of India. And again, I suppose I've known 2 Indias, or many Indias. There's me going to a wedding, looking amazing, rejoicing because of the bride and groom, and I suppose I feel incredibly grateful for the life that I've had, that I've been to all these places, sometimes not having a clue how I was going to get there and how to get the money, but I have done it. And I think that almost anything, I believe this is an abundant universe. I believe it's a universe that wants to give us enormous amounts, and we spend our time saying, no, we can't have that. We can't believe that we can have that. And I don't believe that. I believe that it is abundant, that if I really, really want something, I will get it, even if it's not in the form I expected. That's the trick too. It may not be the form that I thought I would get it in. Because I sort of got wakened up by my various cancers, I've spent a lot of time running courses for attitudinal healing mainly. And one of the things I have also discovered is service is the best way. Service and gratitude. Like if you're in service, you can't think about yourself. You don't think about yourself. And so if I'm not actually, like every moment of your life can be a service, like every, I think mindfulness does this a lot, that every single thing that you actually do is an act of grace. It's an act of service. It's and then you can actually be with other people and give what you can to them. And when you're doing that, you're not focused on your own silly problems. They're not silly, but here I am surrounded by cushions and embroidery. I'm not sure what else to say, Gertrude.
I would love you to tell the story of the guy you met who had no legs.
Which one was that? Oh, good heavens. I don't know. Which one was it? It had no legs.
You told me a story when I first met you.
Oh, did I?
Of the condition you have with your legs.
Oh, yes, I know, India. Yeah. I have lymphedema. My legs sometimes are enormous. And the other name for lymphedema, if it's extreme, is elephantiasis. Now, elephantiasis is quite common in India, partly because of some mosquito, I think. But I got off the train in Agra, I think, and there were all these beggars, and we'd been told very strictly by our tour guide that we should absolutely ignore them all, not because there was anything wrong, like they were genuine beggars, but they we shouldn't start giving money to people. There's two people with no legs, actually, and then one of the men, we had a sort of trolley thing, and he came towards me, and I looked at his legs and I thought, like, this could be me. His legs were enormous. They were so heavy that he had to have this trolley. And yet he was very cheerful. He was very pleased when I gave him a very small amount of money, but he was very, very cheerful. And I also met another beggar in Delhi who had absolutely no legs and was on a little trolley. And the most amazing thing, we got out of the car and I did stop traffic, but his face was radiant, like it was just this inner radiance or outer radiance. And I thought, the wonder of how we can see the world and the choices we make about how we see the world. And I have a friend now, I was saying to you, Gertrude, the other day, that I have a friend who had a very minor accident about 6 years ago, just slipped and hurt his ankle, which has turned out to be a very, something that can't be fixed. And he's in pain, but it sort of wrecked his life because he was a sports person and he surfed every day. And that was his life. And he can't do that anymore. But he's actually, to my horror, to my sorrow, he has chosen to see that as wrecking his life. And people have said to me, how do you cope with your stockings, with your pain, blah, blah, blah. And it's step by step. And I know I've chosen to rejoice in this world, in this amazing life, to look at things that are positive and wonderful. And I feel so sad that this man has chosen to look at everything that's gone wrong.